Good morning,
You know what?
everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
No, I don't know what, Joe. What were you gonna tell me there?
Nothing.
Okay, that's
You're on your own now, kiddo.
yeah, okay. Kiddo, I'm
Kiddo.
26. You're 19.
I know.
Show some respect to your elders. Oh boy. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Double Cup of Joe show. I'm your host, Joe,
And I'm your guest, Joe.
and gather
Special guest.
special guest, Joe, the Double Cup of Joe show. We're just bringing all the Joes to our show now.
Yeah.
The friend of CDVNL.
Yes. Yes.
Well, anyway, you can all be friends of the Joes here on the show. That's
yes.
it's your only option. If you're here, that's what you are, whether you like it or not.
Yes. Saiki, I love you. But I have to use Google Translate to know what you're saying.
A Paco Joe no es lindo cake. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna find out. We're gonna find out here in a
Every time I look at YouTube emojis, I'm just like, that is not what that is. Like all of the other ones, there's the coughing dab, there's the fruit ninja. Oh no, wait.
Fruit Ninja.
That's the I popped out the chat and there's just a ninja. So I'm gonna call it the fruit ninja. He has a bread knife though, so I guess maybe he's a bread ninja. I don't know. Anywho, that's not important right now. What actually is important is the 3-step routine, which we
wow.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
That was the best. That was the
segue.
most amazing segue ever.
Because we have the most amazing 3-step routine ever.
We do.
It's only 3 questions. If you can't answer 3 questions, I'm so glad I'm asking them and not telling them. I'm still gonna butcher them. If you can't do that, you're gonna be in trouble. So, 3 questions. Ask them yourself and get your day headed in the right direction before it even starts. But if it started, you can start now. So it hasn't actually started until you ask yourself these 3 questions. Questions are, of course, what are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to? And what are you going to do today to move your life forward? So, without further ado, we're going to start with Joe. Because he's thankful. He's always thankful. So, we're going to ask him what he's thankful for. Joe?
I am thankful. Actually, I'm really thankful for yesterday. And I'm thankful for today. It's a new day. But yesterday, I got to spend all day with my family. I got to spend the time. It was so fun. First, my oldest son had a book he had to read for school because this is the last week of school. So everything's like cram time now, right? So we spent like a couple hours reading because of that. And then we got to play Minecraft for a long time. And that was way fun, building stuff. And it's funny, like we're all in the same world, and my kids think it's fun to just kill me once in a while. They just come over and kill me.
Oh.
That's fine. Whatever. I don't mind. They have keep inventory on, so I don't lose all my stuff. And then we got to jump in the trampoline with a sprinkler because it's like super hot out, man. I don't know how hot it is for you guys, but it's like 85 here, which, we talked about that yesterday. That's everybody else uses Celsius. So yeah, Make you think it's really, really hot.
29 degrees.
29 or something, right? Which when we say 29, that's like lower than freezing.
There is snow coming down when we say
Right.
29.
But yeah. So that's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that I got to have that time yesterday. Tef sent a message. He's not going to be with us today, but he did send us his answers for the 3-step process. He sent them in Discord, which is awesome. He's so his first step is he's thankful for borrowing his friend's car. I'm guessing that's borrowing, but yeah. I'm guessing that's what that is.
Cool. Wow, Tef participating all the time, no matter what.
Yes, even no matter what. Rocket's thankful for his body, which is somehow functioning on 4 hours of sleep. It can be done.
Yes. Not always the best.
I'm a great example of that. I tried 3. After 2 weeks of 3 hours of sleep a night, things get weird. So I wouldn't recommend that. Anyway.
See.
It's the grand silence.
The grand silence. This is all part of our infamous plan to pretend to be somewhere we're not. Just kidding. We're exactly where you think you are. We're on step number 2, which is what are you looking forward to? See how 2 has the word 2 in it? It's great.
That's how you know it's the second
step.
2.
Boom. So, Joe, what are you looking forward to?
Lots of stuff, man. I'm seeing there's a little conversation going on in there. I can't understand all of it because I haven't had time to plug all the stuff into Google Translate, but I have seen that they're talking some about my profession outside of BSS, which is being a property inspector. I'm looking forward to the day when I can close that business. That's one of the things I look forward to more than anything. Because I so much want to just be with you guys full time and doing stuff, here for this community and for all of the projects that we have and for all the 3DC stuff and everything, all the stuff we're launching right now that is so exciting. Like, I want that to be my total focus because it's crazy. I feel like my inspections business is like this fly flying around my head, distracting me from what's important. Like what's important is all of our projects here at BSS. And I got this bug just like, zzz, and I can't wait to smack it. Yeah, bam, get out of here. I'll smack it with one of those bug zapper tennis racket things. You ever see those? You know what I'm talking about, Joe?
You mean a fly swatter?
But they're electrified.
Why? Is your fly swatter not effective enough?
I don't know. I think they wanted to take the fly swatter and make it dangerous.
Oh, okay.
That's what they wanted to do.
More danger, or is it for those southern flies that are like, pretty big and they take more than one swing?
maybe so that's it. So you gotta nail it really good. Tef is looking forward to getting a new laptop today.
Oh, hey now.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rocket's looking forward to having 0 technical difficulties. Man, you figure out that, I'd be excited.
Yeah, you can start your own internet PC business with that.
You could. Could be like, here's the guy who figured out how to have 0 technical difficulties on his computer. What?
Yep, people are going to be coming to you from all over for PC enlightenment.
Yeah.
That's step number 2. Good stuff. Step number
2.
3. The final step. It's the final step. Which is, of course, what are you going to do today to move your life forward? Beautiful.
I'm gonna do that.
Arm dancing.
Arm dancing.
Handsome
What
dancing. Nice.
what am I gonna do today?
Yep.
I'm gonna do inspections.
Oof.
No. Bam. But you know what? That's one more day to check off. It's a limited time only.
Limited time only.
That's one of the things. If you ever feel discouraged, if you're ever going through something and you're like, I gotta keep doing this. Like in my instance, with because I'm looking forward to not doing this inspections business anymore, but I gotta keep doing it in order to make money. So, but I know I have the goal. And I'm not exactly sure when it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen at some point because we're going to keep growing BSS and we're going to keep doing things. And eventually I'm going to be able to do it full time.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a limited time. There is a finite number of days for me to do inspections. And this is one more checked off that list.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's like my dad used to always tell me. It's my dad's birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday, Dad. I know you're probably not watching, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joe's dad.
Yep. And he's always been he's an extremely logically minded guy, right? And linear, logical, mathematical guy, right? And he'd always tell me, like, for instance, light switches or the microwave oven or whatever, everything only has a limited number of switches in it. Or every button has a limited number of pushes in it. So use them wisely. Don't play with the light switch. Because at some point in time, it's going to switch and it's not going to work anymore. Every button on the microwave, limited number of pushes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to push the microwave buttons?
Yeah. Amazing. It's amazing. So if you got to heat something for 2 minutes, like he will take it and he will arrange it. So one day it'll be 2 minutes. The next day it'll be like 1:59. And then sometimes he'll go, and then sometimes it'll be like 2:01. He just wants to, but he'll arrange it in a way so he can press all the different buttons.
Intriguing.
Yes.
Well, can't fault a man for trying.
Yep. Tef's going to drive to and from the computer store by taking the highway.
Whoa. That's intense.
Yes. Princess is going to attend the Double Cup of Joe show. Welcome, Princess. Oh, she's going to do some story writing? That's awesome. Jeff's going to jump into editing and do 6-segment audio set. Wow. And he's going to speak in Spanish a whole bunch, which is amazing.
Sí. El jefe es muy inteligente.
Yeah.
That's
a
it.
3-step process, man.
Yeah, man. That was like easy. Everybody should do it. Yeah, that was a plug for you to go do this. Even if you didn't answer in the chat. Shame, but you should definitely do it. Joe is literally going to run on over and make sure you do it. There he goes. He's coming.
I'm stuck in your criminal idol tapestry.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, I'm not.
Joe, go back.
I'm stuck in your closet.
Go back, Joe.
Hey. Okay.
I sent him back. Perfect. Beautiful. Now we can see your lovely face. All right. What? He's eating his microphone. He's very hungry. We don't need any ASMR. This is a family-friendly talk show here. But it did make me afraid, which is a great segue to our topic: the fear of others.
I fear Joe and ASMR.
So I'm gonna shamelessly, fill this void while Joe finishes his drink, so that he can now start us off on this wonderful topic that is fear, and specifically on the fear of others. So, Joe, take it away, please.
Yes, yes, sir. Um, Saiki asked us that coffee. It is not. This mug is full of water right now. I've already had the equivalent of about 3 cups of coffee today. So yes. So it was time to switch to water. Or else I'd just like have some kind of weird mental craziness. And I might still. So we'll see how this comes out. we had a pretty late Don't Worry Wednesday. Don't
You
muddle
guys
Monday.
started at like 10:30.
I know. It's just nuts. We only went for like an hour, but still.
Good call.
It was pretty late. So yeah, so then that was all getting everything around for today and doing all that stuff and fixing everything. So it was a short night. But yeah. So we'll try this out. But today is the fear of others, the fear of other people, which is a huge fear. It was for me. It was. It doesn't seem like it was a fear for Joe over there. You seem like you don't fear others. You
No
seem
fear.
like you're just like
Yep.
they
Yep.
they can they can fear me.
Yep. That's exactly how my life went.
I mean, I thought I feared others before, and then I started Taekwondo.
Now there's the danger we talked
now
about.
there's actual danger. It's crazy. But no, this is something that can be absolutely crippling, and it was for me for so long. I can remember just always being afraid of what other people thought of me. I was always afraid of what they might do to me. I don't know why. I don't know how this got ingrained into me. I mean, the only thing I can think of is like I did get from the time I was in about 6th grade all the way through high school. I dealt with a lot of bullying, and so I'm wondering that might have played a role in some of it because it seemed like I was always getting picked on in school. Um, but who knows? Either way, I carried it into my adult life, always the fear of what others thought. And I'd always tend to put people on higher pedestals, right? I'd be like, this person is so much more important than me. How could I ever relate to them? These people are in important positions and there's just this disconnect. How could I ever relate to somebody like that? And it was always, I don't know. I just was always afraid to approach people. So, um, I don't know if any of you guys have dealt with this as well, but I started to learn some stuff. Because eh, eh, the thing that we're trying to do here is not to just talk about what the fear is, but maybe also how to deal with it and how to solve it and how to move past it, right? Because if you're crippled by fear, it will hold you back. And what I've started to learn, as I get older it took a long time to start to learn this, but and Ryan helped me out a lot with this too, is that we are all people. We are all created. We have the same dignity. We have the same, you know, we're all infinitely valuable, every single one of us. And so when we start to look at ourselves as equal with other people, as far as the fact that we're all infinitely valuable and we have infinite dignity, just because we were created by God, it's like, then all of a sudden things start to change and you start to look at people in a different light and you're like, you know what? So we're all living this life. We're all still trying to figure things out. And I started to learn that people are just people, no matter what. We all have fears. We all have dreams. We all have things we want. We all have, people we care about. And we all want what's best for those people we care about. And because we're all kind of swimming in that same soup, like, what is there to be afraid of? The person who's a corporate executive who makes lots and lots of money every year, like those were always the really intimidating people, like people who were extremely successful in the financial realm. Those people seemed very intimidating to me. I would have a hard time approaching them. I would have a hard time talking to them. People who had high titles and stuff like that. But I started to learn, wait, they're just people too. They get up in the morning, they've got bedhead unless they shave their head like me. I had one too many days of bedhead and gone. I was like, no more. Not going to deal with it. um, but we all wake up and we all probably got stinky morning breath. And we all got to brush our teeth and we all got to do stuff, like
Mm.
we all have all these issues. And so we can relate to everyone, at least on a human level. And from there, when you have that foundation and you start to have grace for other people, you start to understand how you fit into that society. Like, oh, now I don't have to be afraid of other people,
Nope.
which is really, really cool. And I'm glad Joe has this figured out because I'm going to turn it over to him. He leaned forward and he got extra big in his
Extra big.
camera. And I was like, whoa, like his face is taking up a lot of this.
More screen. Whoa.
Yeah. So take it away, Joe.
I'm taking it away. I don't know
Take
where
it.
I'm gonna take it. But I'm
You're
gonna
going to
take it
go
away.
somewhere.
So yeah, thanks, Joe. I helping anytime you have this fear of others, it's important to recognize like where they are. Like they're people too,
Mhm.
and they have their own fears. Sometimes it's of you, um, and that's normal. That's okay, and that's going to be just a part of your interaction with them. That's going to be part of what we have to deal with. So I encourage you today to go ahead and think about why are you afraid of them? To question fear, because fear really can only survive for so long under questioning before you realize what exactly it is, and that's okay. Like you're gonna come up, with a lot of questions. You're gonna come up with a lot of time where fear is just gonna be there. I know for me, I was afraid of others for the longest time, even through a lot of college, of like what do people think of me. Sometimes it even gets me now of like what are people thinking of me now? What are people thinking about what I do on this show? Um, it's a very easy. It's very very easy to fall back into the sphere of others.
Mhm.
It's a very very easy um, to deal with these issues because well, it's not easy to deal with these issues, but it's very easy to have these issues because there's a level of inadequacy that can be felt. I think Joe referenced that when he said he put people up on a pedestal higher than himself. Whenever you want to please others, whenever you want to serve others, it can be very easy because you put yourself in a lower place to have their thoughts mean a lot more than they need to. So I want to encourage you right now to not worry so much about what's going on, to not worry so much about what you have to deal with, um, but to be focused more on what you need to do, because that's all that matters is what you're doing, and to focus on doing that as best you can. And so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Joe and let him take over.
You
And,
didn't.
yeah, I
You
didn't talk
talked
very much
nearly long
today.
enough. I was
I
like,
didn't.
dude. That's all right. Oh, they can't. Okay. Okay. Have your yeah. Okay. Joe's having technical difficulties. He's working on some stuff. And so yeah, he shall return. It's gonna be the solo Joe show. Welcome everybody. It's the solo Joe show. I'm gonna do the dancing. But anyway, yeah. So it's very interesting. Joe's not here, so I can talk about him. I'm glad his technical difficulties are not affecting the show. But well, actually they are because he's not here. Um excuse me for a second. Um so one of the things that I learned about this fear of others is something that Joe actually has talked about a lot. And he said, like, for instance, if I fear the rejection of another person, if I fear like going to a job interview or applying for a job because I fear the rejection that might come, or I'm in sales and I fear um the rejection of a sales call or something like that, somebody to say no, or maybe I'm going to ask someone out on a date and I fear their rejection. I mean, the fear of rejection is tied so closely into the fear of others because we're always, it'd be rejection coming from another person. So to fear rejection is really to fear the status quo, because when you think about it, you're in the situation of this thing, it's not in existence yet. You asking could bring this situation into existence, whether it's a new job or a date or a friendship or a sale or whatever. It could bring that into existence if you simply just go ask. But they might say no. They might reject you. And they're not really rejecting you as a person, they're rejecting your proposition, whatever it is. And what that does is that puts you in the same situation as you were to begin with. So nothing changes if they reject you. Your situation remains the same, which is, something that it took me a long time to figure this out because I was always so afraid of taking a step forward for fear of somebody rejecting me. And so what I learned was it wasn't necessarily that I was afraid of the situation I was in because I was fairly comfortable. Apparently, I was more comfortable in that situation than I was in the situation of asking for the change of the situation. So I think what I was most afraid of was just somebody thinking I was dumb or thinking I was stupid because I figured if they were rejecting what I was asking, they were rejecting me as a person. So what I had to do is I had to learn to separate me, who I am, from what I was proposing. And that's not always an easy thing to do. I always took it personally when somebody would reject what I was proposing. And so I had to learn I am separate from the thing that I'm proposing. There's me and there's the thing. whatever it is, a job, a date, a sale, whatever it possibly could be. That's a separate thing from me. And so when I started to understand that, and I was like, oh, okay, they might still like me as a person. They just don't, they're just not into what I'm proposing. Then things got a lot easier. And I was able to just do whatever. Now, we talk about the fear of others. I use this to my advantage to some degree when I do inspections. I know this is bad, like, but I try to make myself a bit intimidating when I'm doing
Oh.
inspections. I try not to look approachable as I'm doing inspections. And what that does is that makes things go faster and more smoothly for me throughout the day. Because if I look approachable, people will approach me and they'll be mean because that's the nature of my job. I catch people at very difficult times in their lives. They're having some kind of a financial trouble. That's the reason I'm there usually. And, I'm there just to check and make sure they didn't leave their house abandoned, right? And a lot of people take offense to that because here's a guy from the mortgage company checking up on their house, right? And so they automatically are in this defensive position. So if I look approachable and nice and everything, then they're going to come out and just walk all over that. And they're going to be like, it sounds kind of like that. I've
Okay.
learned that. And it's funny because I used to be that way. And I had this, I had this technique, right? Where people would listen, or people would be talking and I'd be listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd ask a question. And then so I'd start to answer the question. And then they would cut me off in the middle of my answer and ask another question. And I'm like, okay, they're not interested in my answer. They're just interested in venting. Right. They just so I would go until I basically just tune them out and be like, okay, we're just gonna wait till the noise stops. And then maybe I'll say something.
Oof.
And we'll see how this works out. Um, but yeah, I kind of use this to my advantage. So I have the shaved head. That helps. When you have a shaved head, people are automatically somewhat intimidated. I put my big old fishing sunglasses on, so that they look kind of mean looking, they're reflective so people can't see my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't usually smile. I usually have kind of a stern face. It's not an angry face, but it's not necessarily, it's just stern. It's just kind of all business, right? And so what that does is that creates a persona of not being all that approachable. And so that makes my day go a lot smoother. I deal with a lot less people coming out and approaching me and just hammering me with insults and all that kind of stuff, right? So anyway, it's my deep dark secrets. Back to you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I mean, as with any part of human nature, you can use it for good. Like we talked about yesterday that sometimes fear in and of itself can be a good thing. Um, all of these topics that we discuss can be used, and it's again, you don't want to just make people afraid of you. That's not the objective here. Joe isn't just trying to make people frightened of him so that he can, you know, frighten them. He just doesn't want them to come out and berate him for doing his job.
Mhm.
And it's not he's not doing anything wrong. He's not deliberately scaring people. He's just being like, I'm doing my job, being very business oriented. Don't fight me, bro. I will black belt you. Something like that. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine anyway. He looks like.
I will leap from my car window. Black belt you.
That would be pretty impressive. What a lunge. So, I mean, like just talking about it happens to everyone. Like, I would tend to guess that more than half the places you visit, nobody does come out to talk to you.
Mhm.
So, in that instance, like mathematically, Joe has a pretty large sample size at this stage. I feel like he's been to a lot of houses. Um, is more than half the people then are afraid of others as well. So it is
Mhm.
more likely than not the person on the other side of you is just as afraid of you as you are
Mhm.
of them. And so this is a great opportunity for you to recognize that, hey, I can do this. I can be a person who bridges that gap. Hey, let's be friends, or hey, let's do this thing, or hey, your shoes untied. I don't know. Whatever it is, you can be the one that makes the step and makes that boundary into somebody who's in the minority category in this instance of
Mhm.
not being afraid of others, because that's why we wanted to talk about this, is we want you to move beyond the fear of others. We want you to move past that to a place where you can say, Joe, what are you doing on my property? I mean, where you can move past that and be able to just deal with the fear that comes with associating with others, whether that fear is, you know, making that call for that job interview, like we talked about with Jehoshaphat the other day, or, you know, having to call the TV repairman because you're wrong, or calling Jesse because you've broken the website or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, you don't have to be afraid of doing those things that others are involved. And
I'm afraid of starting support tickets. Jesse's so nice and wonderful, but man, if I start support tickets too much, whew,
he'll come after you.
eh, just things might go wrong on my account for no apparent reason. Like, hey, we're gonna play this little joke. Joe can't log in. Ha
Oof,
He wouldn't do that. He's too nice. But that doesn't mean he couldn't do it.
definitely could do some scary stuff like that. It is funny because I talked to Jesse when I got your stuff all set up. He's like, yeah, lots of other people are having that issue too. So again, it's this idea of you're not alone
Hmm.
in your issues. Like the things that when I say you, Joe, I mean Joe and everyone else faces. You're not alone in them. It's easy to pretend like you're the only one who's afraid of others. It's easy to pretend pretend like you're the only one starting support tickets. It's easy to pretend that you're alone in the things that you face. Uh, but the reality is, you're not alone in a lot of these things. You have people who can help you in everything you're dealing with, no matter what it is. So don't pretend, because that's what it is. It is pretending because you aren't. So um, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming out here and joining us today. Thank you for being a part of our show.
Mhm.
Um, it if you're whatever you have to say, feel free to throw it in the chat. We're not able to respond to everything. Um, that's just kind of the nature of doing a live stream. If we are able to, we love to. We can't. Don't feel like we're ignoring you. We do see what you say. We
Mhm.
we do recognize you there. So please come back. Please, rejoin us in the chat for part of our discussion tomorrow. We're coming back to fear. Specifically, Joe, what are we specifically talking about tomorrow? I think it's
The fear of failure and success.
ooh, that's gonna be a great topic.
Yes, because that's an amazing thing. A lot of people don't think fear of success, but that's a very real thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be intimidating just to know, well, what if this goes right? There's lots that's on the other end of that. So look out for that tomorrow, starting again at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, we're going an
We're
hour
already looking into
earlier.
next week.
No,
Oh, an
we're
hour earlier.
an hour earlier.
We're
I
starting
gotta,
at 6.
yeah.
Whoa,
You can just see the tears of joy that I have. Joy.
whoa. I don't know. Do you want to do that, or you want to do 6:30 and break
I can't make it.
it? You can't.
Yeah, no. If we start
All
at
right,
6:30, I won't make it into work
6
on time.
o'clock it is, man.
So, Joe is gonna be sad, but that's okay. We are gonna do this. We are gonna get up even earlier, so you can start your day even earlier, and get going with what we have to talk about. So, um,
But don't worry, Wednesday still ends at the same time.
we'll see how this goes. We're gonna play it by ear at this stage.
We always had a we always had a goal of getting this show down to a half an hour. So it might end up being that. We might end up starting at 6:30 and making it a 30-minute show instead of an hour. So Amira says
I completely agree, Amira. 100%. 100%.
oh yes, it's gonna be great.
Who knows? Maybe I'll do maybe Joe will start the stream and I'll just be in my car. Who knows? Who knows?
We're gonna find out.
And you can find out too. So come back next week
Yes,
to figure
come
out
back.
what in the world we come up with.
It's gonna be great. But we'll see how long that lasts, because then eventually tax season will be over if they keep not extending it, right?
Right. Well, yeah. In July.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just move back my work time an hour.
Hey, there you go. Be like, listen, guys, I'm coming in later.
Yeah. I could say that. Yeah, it definitely is far too early. Who knows? We'll come up. We will have answers for you, but tentatively, we're gonna start earlier. Um, am I a YouTuber?
Yes.
Yes.
Every morning, right here on YouTube.
Oh, I can only imagine what that would be like. I just go on YouTube and give tax advice all day. Maybe that's what I should just do.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Who knows? Of course, people are gonna rely on it, and then we get sued
Oh my gosh, yes.
to put that disclaimer under
Ugh.
everything I say. This is not a
Even though
substitute for accounting
even
advice.
though I am a professional accountant, this advice may or may not be useful to you.
Yes. For actual results related to your situation, please contact your CPA.
Yes.
Which I could be if you call this number.
Call today. 1-800 Joe
Call
B.
Joe. Joe B. 1-800 Joe B. That's it. 7 digits. Good luck.
Like,
princesses, you can't do it if we go an hour earlier. Well, definitely can't start an hour earlier.
yeah, I mean, we understand. It's okay. This show is not about being watched. It's about being created.
I thought you were going to say about watching. It's about watching you.
It's about, yeah, we're watching you. We got these special cameras that see into your screens.
It's us literally staring at you. So
just kidding. That doesn't exist.
yes.
Sorry.
Amir says, all your advice is useless to somebody. No, but it might be useless to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also very useful to somebody as well.
That's right.
So,
My advice is useless to somebody too.
mm.
There are probably many somebodies who cannot benefit from my advice. But if some one person out there can, I'm going to do it. And a lot of times I benefit from my own advice because I'm like, it's a reminder of how I'm supposed to be living. I'm like, oh, okay, good. We're going to do it.
Mhm.
So, at any rate, come see how exciting this is when we start an hour earlier. Whoa,
Yep.
that's going to be something.
It's gonna be something, all right.
It's going to be outstanding. Hmm.
Yes. So, yes, come back next week to see what that's like. But come back tomorrow at the same time as today.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk more. Love to have you so that we can talk about it. I think that I would consider that a success.
We're going to talk about
Rewarding.
moron fear, like the fear of the moron.
Yes, that's an entire week of topics, Joe. But yeah, so definitely come back for that. Feel free if you have topics for us,
Mm-hmm.
drop them into bss.studio. Joe's going to share the link.
I am. It's right here.
I believe it's in the link. The link is actually in the description.
It is. It's in the description, and now it's in the chat, right there.
So you have no excuses not for giving us any topic to talk about. Could be hands. I think the topic of the sun is legitimately in there. Raka, probably forgetfulness. He just put it right there in the chat. We could have any kind of topic to talk about. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway.
Everybody's forgetting today. You forgot what you're talking about. Raka forgot all his topics.
Oh man.
You know?
It's catching. It's spreading. So we're heck, if you wanted to talk about COVID-19, like we would talk about it. Like you can put anything in there. Anything.
Free for all.
And it's free. No money attached.
Yep. No shipping.
Yep.
Nothing. But we'll tax you at 6%.
Talk about the science of light. Okay, cool. You're gonna just post it. You have to post it because if you put it in the chat right now, Joe and I are liable to forget. That was literally the other thing.
I'll put it in there. I'll put it in there.
Oh, Joe will write it for you.
I will. I've done that before. I can do it again. Start a new topic. The science of light.
But seriously though, I'm gonna recommend you guys post them yourselves for two reasons. One, it gets you on our website, which is a great place to be and get more information. And two, we're gonna have so many topics that we're writing down that it's gonna be insane. So please, if you ever come up with a topic, just go to the BSS website. I know you don't use it, but you could. You definitely could.
If you want. Excuse me.
It's
if you don't want,
simple.
that's fine. We got many different ways. You can, like that's what we talk about on Don't Worry Wednesday. Same applies here. You can actually we should get a double cup of Joe email set up for people who want to email us topics too, or whatever. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe we'll get that set up. We'll call Jesse. Be like, hey Jesse, I know you're not busy at all, but
oh yeah.
Yep. So, but absolutely, however you want to get in touch with us, you can post it here in the chat and I'll grab it and I'll put it on the website. So that way it's in the queue for us to remember it. And then also, cause that's where it all ends up anyway. It all ends up on bss.studio. So that way we remember it. But yeah, you can find us on Discord. Joe or myself, you can find us on Discord. You can find us on bss.studio. You can post it in the chat. We'll find it. We'll do it. So, at any rate, that's my blurb.
I was going to say you could find me at my address, but that's probably not a good thing to say online. So I'm not going to do that. But you can find us at a lot of different places. So feel free. Feel free to reach out however is easiest for you.
Yes. Here's one thing to keep in mind, though. On this show, we don't wait for you to be present to do your topic. On Don't Worry Wednesday, we wait for you to be here. On this show, the Free for All Fridays, we just take them first come, first serve. We go through them. If you're here for it, great. If not, it'll be there for you to catch it. I mean, you can always just watch it later. But yeah, since it's just we're just kind of talking about topics like that, it's a little bit different format. We just handle them in order we get them.
So just be here every day, and then you won't have to worry
about it. Yeah, every day. It's good for you anyway. It's good for, hey, who wouldn't want to hang out with us every day? Yeah. I have to hang out with me every day. You should do the same.
Yeah.
But I don't get a break from this guy.
Me either. Wait, I mean. Oh yeah. So hang out with us every day. It'll be lots and lots of fun. So with that, we're done. We're through. I was gonna think of a word that rhymed with through, but I couldn't. So yeah. But thank you all. Thank you all for coming. We don't have any streams today, but come back tomorrow because we will have this stream and Don't Worry Wednesday, and it will be Wednesday.
Yeah. So it'll be cool.
The best version of Don't Worry Wednesday is the Wednesday version. You can quote me on that. Anywho, thanks for coming, guys. We will see you tomorrow, right here on the Double Cup and Joe Show. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, guys. Love you lots.